Kevin here, top 100 financial advisor, two-time author, one-time bestseller, and we are here to talk about the stock market. Baby girl is joining us here today. We will see if she stays asleep. We'll see. But I want to talk about what's going on in the market. It ain't looking good. It ain't looking good at all. I'll also go here to CNBC. These are called futures. This is a prediction of what is probably going to happen tomorrow. Now, it's not a guarantee because the market can start down and end up fine, or start fine and end up terrible. So, for what it's worth, somewhat of a forecast about tomorrow's weather. It might rain, it might not. You'll see. But more often than not, I think futures do predict relatively well. But right now, it's not looking good. It hasn't been good since last week. Let's talk about it, though. Tech stocks across the board just haven't done well. And again, I don't like to consider Tesla a tech stock, but most people do. They were down 20%. And you know why. We expected them to be added to the S&P 500. They did not. They've been punished, if you will, for it. But that had nothing to do with Amazon. They were down 4%. I think Alphabet, also known as Google, they were down 3.6%. And then Facebook was down 4% as well. I'm looking for it here in the article, and I don't see it, but I know it's here. There we go. Okay, so Amazon gave up 4.4%. Facebook gave up 4%, Alphabet 3.6%. And then Moderna, for whatever reason, they lost 13.2%. So this is not just a Tesla problem. Tesla can drag down, sections of the market, but not the whole market. They have nothing to do with Moderna, and Moderna is really, really suffering for that. This is just people acting a fool. It happens, but there's nothing that's happening today that you didn't already know. And that's the most important thing. Nothing that happened today in the market is something you didn't already know. We already knew. Even though I invested in Tesla because the stock was up, because we know it split, because we know there was going to be an S&P 500, you knew, just like I knew, that the stock was overvalued. We know there was more hype than reality, even though they are profitable. That's not new. That's not new or news at all. We knew this. We also know that the stock market does not go up in a straight line. We know that too. You know it because you saw it earlier this year. I'm going to show you a chart to really point that out. Lastly, you knew that September, because we talked about it, October and November tend to be rough, especially in election years. You knew that. So you should not be upset or shocked or making a knee-jerk reaction and selling things because you had 2 or 3 or 4 bad days in a row. That doesn't make sense. We have been on a tear since March. You don't go 6 months, not in a straight line, but 6 months up and then get upset and jump out of everything because of 3 days in a row, maybe 4 days in a row. That doesn't make sense. I'm going to show you why it doesn't make sense. And we had talked about this the other day, but I really want to illustrate it here. This is the S&P 500. And this was taken today. So we got the S&P 500 largest companies. We talked about it. Tesla's not in it. I'm using my left hand because, I'm holding the baby. So y'all know my handwriting is terrible anyway. It ain't going to be good this time. But as you see right here on this little perforated edge, you can see right here that on August 2nd, the market is right where it was a month ago. Like if you thought that the stock market was good then, it's the same. It's at the exact same price today as what it was a month ago. The market, and also look at where we were. This is where we were in March. It was terrible in March, but look at where we are now. So even then, the market was, again, not in a straight line, but it went up. And that's what you need to realize. 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 bad days don't necessitate acting a fool. And this is what people, especially new investors that just invest in Apple or Tesla or anything, are now jumping out. Some people say it's Robinhood traders. I'm not going to put it on them. But relax. Do not be emotional in times like this. The people who decided to buy more at this point in time and held on, or the people who, like me, bought some here and bought some here and bought some here. And I'm just picking the first of the month, basically. People who bought regularly were the ones who profited today. And they're going to do the same thing the next month and the next month. That's how you win this game. It is not trying to, let me jump out because stocks are right where they were a month ago. That don't make sense. That doesn't make sense at all. That's just an emotional, oh my God, I lost a little bit of money, even though I'm up like crazy over the last 6 months. You had 6 straight months of growth the entire time almost. You took just a little tiny dip here and here and, a little dip here. Okay? And, right? Like, that doesn't make sense. That does not make sense for people to react. But this is why when I tell y'all about being emotional, when I tell you about why I use a certain process that I do, this is why. So I don't have to deal with whatever goes on. I ain't check my account today because it ain't my day to go in and invest. It's not my day to make any changes. So I mind my business just like you should, instead of being on Facebook with all these people or wherever these people are that are getting out there and selling and getting upset because of what's going on. That's how you get hurt. This is exactly how you get hurt, because you're in there checking your account more often than you should, as opposed to being disciplined. Let's go back here and look at Tesla too. So if we look at Tesla, Tesla is right back where it was on August 10th, about a month ago. You've got it right here. The arrow was terrible, right where we were on August 10th. If you thought before you knew about the split, before you knew about the whole S&P 500 thing, if you thought the stock was good on August 10th, it's right back where it was. There are a lot of people saying, well, I think Tesla is too expensive. I think the market is too expensive. I'm going to wait until the price comes down. The price is down. The price is down right now. And in fact, the price was right back where it was a month ago. So if you were waiting for the price to go down, you should have got it a month ago, but you didn't. So, or some of y'all didn't. Some did, some didn't. But this is your opportunity. So my advice that that I've been saying, what I'm doing for her and my son, everybody else, is just remain consistent. Whether you're buying the first of the month, every Tuesday, every Friday, every other Friday, is to stay consistent, because you are not going to be able to sit here and time the market and figure out what day to get in is the best day to get in and what day to get out. That's a fool's game to play. Now, I'm not here to tell you to invest in Tesla or any one specific stock. You can do what you want to do. But what we know from research is that you pick a day, one day of the month, 2 days a week, whatever, you need to be consistent. It's called dollar cost averaging. That's what's going to help you in the long term. And it's a whole lot less stressful than looking at your account every single day and watching yourself lose 2%, lose 4%, lose 20% in a Tesla or something like that. I mean, I own, I don't know, a little bit of Tesla. It's less than $1,000 because, again, I measured my risk. I told y'all that I wasn't comfortable investing in Tesla. That ain't changed. So why would I put $2,000 in Tesla? Why would I put $5,000 in Tesla? That don't make sense. So you move and you look and say, this stock works for me, this investment works for me, or it doesn't. And you make moves according to that, as opposed to, oh my God, it's hype, everybody's doing this thing, let me jump into it. This is why you want to make sure that investments fit for you. It's why it's the very first thing that we talk about inside of my Investors Toolkit course. This is why, times like this. But also, again, relax. Like, let the market do whatever we think is going to do, and let things play out. It could very well be rough between now and December. Okay, it was rough 6 months ago, and we still made it out. And in fact, if I had more money, I would have put more in then, and I would have been even better off today, even though the market is down. So relax, take things into perspective. You are not where you were in March. Okay, your account is nowhere near there. You had 3, maybe 4 bad days in a row. Don't let that erase the last 6 months. All right, so that is it for me today. Make sure that you check out the Investors Toolkit. This is the last day that you can use the discount code. That is Labor Day 20. I will go to the site to show y'all. If you opt for the payment plan, the first payment is only $49. You save $300 total, but we front loaded it. So if you do the payment plan, it's only $49 now, and then you'll pay the rest in 2 payments over 60 days. So 30 days, 1 payment, 30 days, next payment. So all that stuff is here. Also, the cool thing about the Investors Toolkit that we added was this bonus section on options. So even when the market is down, you can still make money because you can now learn how to trade options too. Options are not for everybody though. Let me throw that out there right now. It is not for everybody. So it is a bonus for a reason. And I actually talk about, in the welcome to option section that, you need to decide if you're an option person or not an options person. But I'll show you how to test it, and that's the most important thing. You can decide for yourself whether that's for you or not for you. All right, so this is everything you need to know about the Investors Toolkit. Again, remain calm. This is not a time to sound the alarm. It's 3, maybe it'll be 4 days tomorrow that things aren't great. Okay, we have literally been through worse just 6 months ago. We've been there. We have been there. All right, so that's it for me today. I will see y'all on tomorrow. We'll see what happens. Hopefully things are better, but it don't change nothing. But we'll talk to you guys later. All right.